Hi everyone and welcome. This is Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. And I wanted to thank you for joining me today on Wednesday, my normal time at 5:30. And I am still in my temporary space with crazy lighting and a very crowded room. But you're going to hear a little bit of noise in the background because my husband's working on the flooring. So I'm excited about that. Hi, Laura, Debbie, Linda, Olivia, Mary, Gloria, Terry. Welcome, welcome. So I hope everybody is doing well. I have a few announcements, some really fun things. We're going to be doing a drawing today. I asked you on the last video to do something, and so we're going to do a drawing. Also in March, for the month of March, I'm going to do every $50 order is going to go into a drawing for the Calming Camellia. I gave one away last video. I have several, so I wanted to share that. I also do have some of the celebration items on in my shop for sale. So if there's some paper you want or stamp sets, there are some there, but I am pulling from there and kind of giving some away. So you could go there now and they're there, but I may be starting to pull them out of my shop to give away. I'm just trying to get them somewhere so they're not stacked up in the corner because I'm going to be moving stuff and I'd rather give them away. So hello, Danielle, Becky, how are you? Hello, Tashana. So what I'm doing is every $50 plus order, and please, you must use my host code. So you will get a ticket if you use the host code with a $50 or more order. You'll get one ticket. So if you put in 3 orders and they add up through the whole month, you'll get three tickets. Now, what I'm saying, if you put a $150 order in, you're going to still just get one. I want everybody to have a chance. I don't want people to think, oh, I'm not going to put a $50 order in because people are going to be putting in a $150 order and get more tickets. No, every order of 50 and above, you'll get a ticket. But please use my host code. If your order is above $150, you do not have to use my host code, of course. Hi, Perry. Hi, Laura. Patty, how are you? So that is one thing I want to say is the Calming Camellia. The other thing we are doing a drawing for today is the Hello Beautiful, so I won't forget that. It's sitting right here. Don't let me forget. So I have a couple of announcements and things I want to show you. Ooh, I forget my screen shakes right here because it's on my desk and I don't have a choice right now, but when I move, it'll be back to not being on my desk. Okay, so hi, Katie, how are you? So the first thing I want to say is bingo is coming up on Tuesday. We have some really fun cards, some great prizes, $100 for every bingo, and that is this coming Tuesday on the 15th. So please don't forget to sign up. There's a link below. And I would love for you to join us because we have a lot of fun. Here's a little bit of sneak peeks, and I know the picture is not great, but you're going to get a lot of techniques and some tips. People wanted scenes. There are 3 scenes that we're going to be doing. A couple of them are masculine or could be masculine. So I hope you'll join us. It is a lot of fun. I have a limited amount. So let me explain how that works. Once I get closer, especially with the move and the remodel, once I get closer to the day of bingo, which is Tuesday, I make a certain amount of kits over what I have on my list. So once I have that amount, that's the amount that's available because I want to get them shipped out to you as soon as bingo's over. And so you get all your goodies. And today I was making my thank you cards. So everything is almost ready to go. And I will get those out probably Wednesday morning because I like to put your prizes in there and that kind of thing. So make sure you do that. Don't forget to change your chat, which I'm going to do, to live chat. I'm on top chat, so I'm changing it. Change it to live chat. That way your chat is what's going on right now. not the top people that are commenting. I want to see everybody's comments so I can try and answer if I see something. So that's kind of nice to have for everybody to see. So, and that's also what you want to do for bingo. Have it on live so you can be right there with me calling the numbers. And of course I slow down so I can watch you guys and see what I'm doing. I'm watching as a customer so I can see how far behind I am before I start calling different numbers. So that way you'll know. Thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate you sharing. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to go back and read comments, and I'm going to message you. It's been crazy busy this week, as you may know. So the next thing I must tell you is I changed my wave class a little bit for the better. So what happened was I felt like I was in a rush because we're doing the remodel and we're, the painting and, the construction's going on. I've been watching my grandson. It's been a little crazy this week. And so what I wanted to do is get the wave class done in case we're in the middle of the move or whatever's going on other than my desk because I need to have it for the video, right? But I wanted to get the cards done. Well, I wasn't that thrilled with the cards, and I actually, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I actually was talking to my upline and we were both agreeing that, that's not, she's like, that's not your typical cards. I go, I know, I felt like I was in a rush. So I changed it up. And so if you're joining the wave class, this is what you're going to get. So not only are we not doing just 4 items, we're going to be doing a 3D item and a bookmarker. There's 2 shaker items, which I'm going to show you, and a slimline. So you're going to get a whole lot of stuff for just $38. And if you think about it, when you think about $38, if you're not available on Saturday the 19th, think about this. You're getting this class with all the kit to go together for $38, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, you're going to get, that's including shipping. That's $8 right there. Then I always throw in a gift of some kind, which could be $8, $5 to $8 normally. So whatever it is, I'll be throwing something in for you. So really you're paying, $25 to $23 for a class, and you're going to be getting 5 projects with a lot of goodies. So I'm going to show you 2 of the items because the pictures just don't do it justice. So here is your box you're going to make. Okay, so here's your cute little box, and you're going to get the goodies to go inside. Okay, and so it's just a little box here, and then you're going to have your little lid, and it's still in the waves. We're still using waves paper and some dies, but that will be your box, okay? And then I changed a few things up, and we're going to do this card. Okay, so look how cute this card is. And then it's a happy birthday inside. Don't look at my notes. It's just for me during the class. But look how cute this is. You're going to have some little rocks, some starfish. There's sequins in there. There's seashells in there. You will be getting this stuff also, okay? So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks with this. So I'll show you that. We've got some stones on the front. This is a little different looking, but it still is the paper. And so I just wanted to kind of show you these in person so you get an idea of what the wave class entails, okay? This is the card we're going to do, but we'll get right back to that in just a minute. So again, about the wave class, there's a link below. Now there's 2 things you can do. You can purchase the wave class for $38. You will get the kit, a PDF, and the PDF is normally measurements, maybe some tips and tricks about it, but I don't give every single detail on how to put them together because you're going to get a video link, and we're going to do the video and we're going to do it all together. My goal is to get these classes, the kits out on Monday. Okay. I am finished creating the kits tomorrow and Saturday. So I really want, if you want to participate, please join as soon as you can. I will have a limited amount at probably Saturday. Oh, I don't see it frozen here, Mary, either on either screen. So hopefully it's not. Refresh or make sure you pull your bar all the way over. So hopefully that unfreezes you. Thanks, you guys. Oh, okay, good, Mary. Perfect. Thanks, Terry. So what I want you to do is sign up as soon as you can. There's a link below. When you go to my blog and you go to shop, click on the $38 if you want the kits. If you just want the video and the PDF, so you'll get the private link to the video and the PDF, that's only $20. So I'm going to send that out on Saturday. And then you guys will have a week to get your kits done because it's not until Saturday the 19th. That being said, you can come back and do your kits anytime you want to. Okay, because it's going to be, you're going to have the private link to our video for the class and you can do them whenever you want. So that's a little bit of information on how I do my classes. And of course, you always get a goodie in there. You get something kind of fun or something that goes with your crafting for that day. All right. One other thing, not one, I want to show you my remodel update too, but March always has a fantastic paper pumpkin. March is the anniversary month and you always get something extra. And this time I believe you get 2 stamp sets. So look how pretty these flowers are. Gosh, the box is gorgeous. So pretty. And it's got some great sentiments. If I can read it, it says celebrate, best wishes, time to celebrate. And this one is upside down, but it says something about birthday wishes. Someone sending birthday wishes or something like that. So anyway, super cute. So don't miss out on that. So you guys saw my room. This was after kind of in between the painting. We still had to cut in the top and the bottom. And this was the first coat, I believe. This color is Coastal Cabana. And again, I took the ink pad in and just the top of the ink pad, I said I wanted a little lighter. And they said, we'll go 10%. We put the canned lights in and everything. Then here is my supervisor, my cat. So that is the cork underneath because our flooring in the hallway is a lot higher. So we put that in. And then we're going to put our vinyl on top of that. And that's what my hubby is doing right now. So you may hear a little bit of sawing. The door's just right out here. And so hopefully it's not too loud. So bear with us. He said, do you want me to wait? And I said, no, I want this room done. Go start cutting. Do the floor. We'll make it work. I have a loud voice. I'll just talk louder. All right. So that's that. And we're going to do the drawing in a little bit. Are you putting crown molding? No, Laura, the room's kind of small, so I'm not going to do, and I'm probably going to have some places where the cabinets are going to go very high, and so we're not. Thanks, Terry. I really like the color. The paint guy at the paint store told my husband, did you guys create this color? And he said, my wife brought something in, and he's like, well, I really like it. So it's called Marcie's Teal. That's what they named it. It is at Kellymore. So if you want it, that's what it's called. Okay, so let's get busy. We have a lot of crafting to do, and we're going to be doing some die cutting. So I chose not to put a mat down today. We'll use my little one as normal. But we are going to be using the gingham embossing folder, Artfully Layered. I've been wanting to use this for some time, with the Tropical Layers dies. And we're going to use the rectangle stitched. We're going to use some vellum, some linen thread, and the gilded gold stones there, or gems. All right, so we're going to use that. And oh, okay, so see, I don't have a blue dot. So what I've been doing, my upline, brilliant idea, Sherry, was talking about putting some dots on the side of our stamps. So if we use the stamp, I got these off of Amazon, chrome label. They're just tiny, and these ones are like 1/4 of an inch, I think. Yes, 1/4 of an inch, and you get 1,000 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put that on there because I used it. And now when I look at my bookshelf, I can see what well, sadly, not sadly, I guess, but I can see what I haven't used. and then kind of reach for something that I haven't used, which is kind of nice because I want to use everything. All right. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to start with some stamping. So I'm going to bring my pad in. I have the thick Whisper or Basic White. I got some of the DSP here. And so we're going to add that in the background and with the white. This is going to go on the inside. I'm going to put the DSP on the inside this time, but we're going to stamp this first. So let's just set that aside. And then we're going to do a little bit of stamping on here. So let's do our stamping first. So on this one, all I did is I took the large leaf. You can tell I kind of was starting some other ideas with this, and I leave those inside in case I want to use them later. You're also going to hear the door open and close because the garage door is right on this other side of the wall. And so when he goes in and out to use his saw or whatever, we're going to hear that. All right, so I'm going to just pull everything out, which I should have done earlier, but I didn't. And we're going to use these little heart-looking leaves. And we are going to use our sentiment, happiest birthday wishes, because we can always use birthday cards, right? Hi, Dana. How are you? All right, so we have that. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different. Bring back my paper before it gets away. I am going to take these little hash marks right here, and I am going to take this off. I am going to bring in a block. We're going to put a little bit of seal on here. Oh, I got the sweetest gift in the mail too, you guys. Don't let me forget. I'm going to show you. It's sitting right here on my desk and I forgot to show you. And I'm going to put the die on here. Okay, so it's not really a die cut. It's just these little marks that it would make in your paper. So we're going to use that as a stamp. Okay. So we're going to use this piece right here. That's what I want. And I cut it a little bit smaller. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. And I did this one a little larger, 4 1/8 by 5 3/4, because I wanted to show more paper. Okay. And you know how sometimes you have a birthday card and you're really just going to say, have a great day, happy birthday, and put your name. So we didn't really need a whole bunch of writing. Just gonna do a couple things here. So the first one is the one inside. So I'm just gonna take this leaf. This is evening evergreen. I just love this color. And I'm just going to stamp it just like that in the corner. Just like that. And remember, this leaf over here is the distinctive stamping. So it's not gonna be super bold or anything. And that's fine. And I'm going to leave that and we'll glue that together. So I'm going to set that aside. All right. Now I need to bring in the Stamparatus. And I'll show you on that one what we're going to do. And I just realized I need one more piece of paper. Or not paper, but soft succulent we need. Okay. So the Stamparatus we will use in just a second. We're going to take this paper, and this is going to be our stamping paper, okay? This is going to be everything we're going to use and die cut. So let's go ahead and bring in our black. Let's get our sentiment first. And we're going to use in our rectangles, I want the longer one because look how long our sentiment is. So we're going to use the longer one here. And I think I used the second from the smallest. And that is what I used. So we're going to put this, I just kind of want to get an idea of our size. And let's just put it right about there. It doesn't have to be super straight or anything because we're going to be using the die. Right? Okay, so there's that. All right. Now, we are going to use our little heart leaves. And we're going to use the Mango Melody because that's the color of the paper we're using. So let's bring this in. But I want to stamp it off. So we want it really light in the background. So 1, 2, 3. And I think I did 3, but I think I want to do 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so, and I'm just going to do a little bit above. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I think it went kind of low there, and I just want those hearts there. So that's good. And we can always touch it up if we need to. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it very much. All right. So there's our hearts. We can get rid of that. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do our leaf, but we'll do that in a minute. We might just use that on a different paper just so we have, make sure we have enough room. I'm doing it kind of backwards in what I did it, but you know, when you create as you go, you're just like, what to do? Okay, so now we're taking our die. All right, and we're just going to just stamp it. You just want to get it all over. And you're seeing these little green spots because the die is super shallow, right? So you want to make sure you keep that clean and just lightly. I should have done it a little lighter, but that's okay. Okay, so you just want to kind of fill it in. And you could even go in the middle again if you've got some white spots that you think you might need. Okay, and I think that's good. All right, so we're just going to do that. And then how to get this off is just take like a pokey tool and just kind of, but be careful because you can go like that and go right into your hand because I've done that. And see, it'll just come up and then you just rub your adhesive off of there. And I usually use a baby wipe, and then I usually get some hand sanitizer and it'll come right off. So I'm just going to set that one aside for now. And it's actually not on my die at all. It stays on the block. Okay, so a little trick there. All right, so we'll put this in here. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to put this in the Stamparatus. Okay, we're going to set this aside for right now and bring in the Stamparatus. I was like, I just had it. All right. And then, of course, I like to put an ink pad. I'm not using soft succulent, so I'll move that one over. I feel like there we go. I like to have it to the left of me, but I like to put this up at the top. I don't know why. Sometimes I align it up there. All right, so what I'm going to do is bring this in, and you're going to want to use your, if you have a tool for your embossing. Okay, so we're going to put that on here, and then I'm going to bring in another piece of paper, and we're going to do that one too. So any whatever static tool that you use. Okay, now let's put this over here. And now we're going to take our leaf. We're going to take this leaf right here. Oh, I put it over here. We're not stamping it on here. So now we're going to take this and just lay it right here. My project before had clear polymer. Okay, so we need our Versamark. Just kind of think about where you want that. I'm going to move it a little over. I just want to make sure I get a lot of little hash marks all over in it. And all it does is add some texture. So see what we did? I don't know if you guys can see on here. This lighting in this is really weird. But there's little hash marks on this stamp. So we're going to just use our Versamark. All right, and now I'm going to move this over and bring in this pad. I use these for my embossing. I'm just going to put something here so it doesn't lay down on my pad. And we're going to bring in gold embossing powder. Okay, look how pretty that is. And then I have a brush that I always just tap the side. There's a little part right there. I want more. Okay, so there's my leaf. I'm going to set that aside. And now we're going to take this leaf off. And now we're going to bring in our green leaf, which I still have a little green ink on it, but that's okay. And I'm going to do it this way. We're going to put this right here. And now you want to get your green leaf. Okay, so now we're going to leave the gold because we're going to do it right now. So Evening Evergreen. All right, so you want to do that first so you get your color. And you can take your little tool and... Oh, I am going to give one of these away on Tuesday at Bingo too. So hopefully you're going to be doing that. Now we're going to clean this off. Leave the stamp. Do not take it off your stamp apparatus. Do not take that off. You want to make sure you use a magnet so it stays in the same spot. And now let's close this so we don't stick our fingers in it. Now you're going to use your Versamark. Okay. I don't really need to wipe this off with any kind of a static thing because we did it before the green, and the green is okay because we're going to go right over it with our Versamark. All right, so we're going to go over. Again, you're just going to make sure you have it there and lift. Now here comes the secret part. I'm going to move that really quick and just kind of wipe that. And I'm just sticking it right on top of the case so I can wash it. All right. Now we're going to take this and put gold. So we're going to bring back our gold in here. What I like to do is pick up your paper. Versamark doesn't dry super fast, so it's okay if it's takes you a minute to get organized a little bit. All right, and now I'm just going to move this around because I think I have plenty on here. All right, I have my brush again, and now you're going to notice that all of your leaves are full of gold. But if you look on here, hi Lisa, if you look on here, it's got a little bit of a look where you can see your color and your gold. So what you're going to do is, I decided when I did this, I wanted to do the inside leaves. So I just brush it straight down. And I like to do straight down because it gives it a nice clean, like it's supposed to look like that. And so I just kind of go down like on the inside. And if it goes like this one got quite a bit of leaf, that's all right. That's okay, it doesn't matter. You're just kind of giving it a little bit of a look so you can have some gold and some color, right? Okay, I'm going to blow that off here. I'm going to take a few little extra pieces, make sure. I like to have it kind of clean. Even though it's kind of a distressed kind of look to it, I don't really want a lot of extra pieces on there. Okay, so that one's good. Now, I'm going to set that down because I'd rather have my embossing powder put away so it doesn't blow all over the place. All right, and now I just shake it out so I can continue using my paper if I need to. I got white powder from my my little static tool, and it kind of popped all over my leg. All right, so now we're going to pull this one in, and we're going to heat emboss it. If you can see it. I know the lighting is really awful in here, so. You want to keep your heat tool moving. You can go underneath if you like. I do like to do this a lot. I had my heat tool on a little bit ago, so there we go. So can you see it starting to melt? It will, Dana. I'm excited. Oh, good, Lisa. All right, so there is this one. And now we'll do this one. This one you'll probably see a little easier because it's on a darker ink. And I'm going to show you a little trick too during the wave class on how to use your stays on and your alcohol markers together. Oh, good, Betty. How are you? I love this set. Anything Hawaiian or tropical. I've been so anxious to play with this set. All right, so then make sure you turn it just because you don't want to get too close to your hand. Now, can you tell the difference what I just did? I put my hand over that fan. Don't do that. But you need to have that fan. Okay, so there we go. I like to just go over it a little bit again. Make sure it's all dry. And you don't have any powder on there. I'm going to look again at this one. Because every once in a while, you'll see a whole little line that's not done, and then you end up having, you know, your powder just wipes off, and we don't want that. Okay, we're going to die cut those. And oh, here we go. We have our sprig. And so what we're going to do with that is use it on our vellum. So I want to get one of those while we're right here. Oh, you know what? I did not use the sprig. I'm going to take that back. We're going to die cut all of that. We're going to die cut this. All right, so here we go. Let's get our die cutting done. So this is what I did with our vellum. I didn't use the sprig. I used that. We're going to do our leaf. We're going to do our big leaf, which it looks like. I have a little piece left here. Yeah, thanks, Terry. I really like it a lot. It gives just a little bit extra. All right, we are going to use this too, so we'll bring this out. And let's get our die cutting machine and get a few things done here. So we can kind of get some assembling done. All right, so I know that we're going to be a little out of camera on some of it, but I tried to push it up so we can see more of it. Boy, this temporary office, let me tell you, I have stuff everywhere. It's crazy. All right, so my new computer, for those of you wondering, or if you missed the last video, I finally got it fixed and ready to go, and thank goodness. Okay, let's do these two first. So we're going to do our leaf, and I want to get a little bit of tape. Let me just pull my tape down here. So let's get our leaf on here. Very first thing. And that looks good right about there. I like to put it inside and a little bit on the out with it touching the die. And then our rectangle, what did I do with it? Okay. Our rectangle die. Okay, here's our leaves. I lost my rectangle. Oh, here it is, inside my card. All right, so we're going to put this on here. Just kind of, I want it to go up towards the top because you don't want it to cut off your T there. And so I'm going to go bring it down just a little bit. And I think that's good right there. So again, I'm going to take my thing here. Oh, I'm going to need to wipe my hands. I got green, evening evergreen on my hands, and I don't want to get it on my project. All right. Okay, so let's do these two first. Remember last week when I showed all you have to do is do your two fingers? Did you see how hard that one was? It wasn't hard, but I didn't center it. Okay, so the next one I'll center because I wasn't thinking about it. I just put it on there and went. So watch when I center the plates how easy it is. All right, so here's this. Don't throw your die away. All right, I'm going to save my tape. I like to put it there or somewhere that I know where it's at so I can get it. So here is our sentiment. All right, let's put this back really quick because you know how it goes. There's carpet in here, and my husband is going to have sparkles and sequins and all kinds of stuff in this room after I'm gone. I can't even find my trash. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, let's go on to our next piece, which is, why am I losing stuff? Where's my paper? Oh, here it is. I hit it. Okay, so let's go to this one, and let's go ahead and do our vellum at the same time. So we're going to put our vellum up there. I try to make as little passes as you need. So we're just going to put that on the vellum. That's fine. I don't really have to tape it down unless I was getting close to my vellum being all used up. We're going to go ahead and put this one on here. Check all your sides to, oh, you guys can't even see. Sorry about that. Check all your sides to make sure that all of your little leaves are inside the image there. And then take your piece and go right over and make sure it's held there. All right, so now let's do this. We're going to put it in the center. Okay, so you have your plates in the center of your machine. And now you're going to go through, and it's so much easier because your plates aren't rubbing on the side of your machine. So make sure you do that. It just makes it a lot easier for your plates, your arm. Okay, so there's our vellum. Here's our pretty gold leaf with the gold and the green. All right, so there's our other piece. Now what we're going to do with our machine, we are going to take our embossing folder. Oh, we're not doing that yet. We got to do our die cutting. So let's get our little pieces off. We've got our vellum on here. I like to make sure everything gets off. I don't want any marks on our paper. All right, this one's being finicky. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our gold. This is our Mango Melody, and we're going to take our little, like our chevron kind of looking die right here, and I'm just going to take it all the way to the edge. And what I'm going to do is, you want to look at both edges, and you want to put your die equally. So like if it's on a point here, is it going to be on a point there? So I want it just as even as I can. And this is coming down the hill right here and coming down the hill right there. You see what I mean? It's coming down, but it's not in the center. And that's about right on both sides. So I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to take it all the way as close to the edge as I can. And it looks just about even right there. And now I'm going to take my tape, and I'm just going to kind of go like that in the middle there so I can get it. So let's do this one first. And let's put our plate. Almost done with the machine. Okay, so there's this one. Let's go ahead and take this off. And so there you have your little dots, and then you have your edge. Okay, so let's set that one aside. Now we're going to take our Calypso Coral, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this, and we're going to take it all the way to the edge. Okay, as close as we can, about the same. Now we're not going to worry so much about this one because this one's a little bit bigger, and I did that on purpose because we can trim this down to match that exactly. So just get it close to the edge like you did on the other one. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to adjust that. Okay, so just get it to the edge. That way you're not wasting the whole paper. It's still a good size. You can cut down to 4 by 5 1/4 and still be a good panel. All right, so we're going to pull that open. All right, I'm going to leave the machine here and show you our next step because then we're going to do some embossing. All right. Okay, so now you have the same thing here, right? Now what I did and what you can do is you can use your scissors or you can use a trimmer or whatever you have. I'm going to use my little guillotine trimmer here. You're going to take it and I'm going to go, oh, it looks like I have some adhesive or something on here. Let me get that off. Okay, you are going to take it and you're going to go right along the edge. And I'm going to go on this side of the little dots because I really don't want the dots to show a lot. So I'm just going to barely go on and cut that. So see what I mean? I know it's hard to see. You can see the dots right here, but not so much on here. Okay, so this looks like a nice clean piece and you don't have that, the dots there. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. We're going to pull this up and we're going to glue it on. Now when you're gluing it, make sure you go right to where it is, and then I pulled it back just a little bit so you can see the yellow. So see right here? You can see the yellow right along the edge, the Mango Melody. You can see just a little bit. All right, so let's do that. We're going to glue this. So I took a fine needle bottle here, and I just put little dots. So just little dots, and I'm going to start in just a little bit because I think that one's on the edge, and I think this one is close. Yeah, the one on the bottom actually fits perfect, so I'm going to go into the second one. Okay. So we're going to do a little dot because it's going to hold just fine. Okay, so there we go. We have our little dots. And I'm going to start on this side because it was really close to the same. Okay, I need to bring my paper in here just in case. I don't want to get it on my mat, but I want to do it. So we're going to have to emboss this next. So we're going to go on and go just a little down. Okay. All right, so there we go. All the way just a little bit down. Now I can turn this over and trim off this little piece. There. So there we go. All right, so now you can see our little bit of our yellow. And now you know how quickly this glue dries, okay? So by the time I'm gonna move all this, We're going to grab the gingham folder. We're going to put this in here, and this isn't a 3D, so I think if I'm remembering right, I think we can use that with regular embossing. All right, but I want to make sure it's straight. This doesn't look straight. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. So I like to try to make sure it's straight across, so that way everything kind of looks good when you do it and it doesn't look all kind of wonky. All right, so we're going to go through. Again, just align your plates nice. It'll go right through. All right. Yay. All right. Me too, Dana. It is a lot of fun to play with. All right. So let's get our card back in here. We're going to take these and we're going to adhere them. This is for the inside. All right, so get your paper. All right. This is a fun bundle. I said at the beginning, anything Hawaiian or tropical, I am all in. I just love it. It's just, I don't know, it's relaxing. It's just, oh, look at me. All right. I'm going to be my husband's helper after the video. I'm going to do the sawing. He's going to be the one on the ground putting the tiles all together. And I'm like, that's good because I don't want to be on the ground. My knees will hurt. All right, so now we have our DSP. Okay, so here's the DSP. That reverse side is what I used on the top. So let's go ahead and add that. I don't need to do anything else with this one. And notice these are the same hash marks that we put on this this leaf right here that you can't really see. All right, so it's going to be close to fit, so just kind of get it on there. I wanted to see a lot of the paper. All right, now we're going to take our embossed piece right here. Look how pretty that is. Thanks, Ada. I appreciate it. All right, so now we're going to get our twine. I love this linen twine. And I have it, had to pull it out because I have it on another project that we're going to be doing. This next week's going to be busy because we're going to be doing bingo and the wave class. Okay, so now, again, I did my bow, and I do a 3-1 normally with linen. So we're going to do a 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is my bow, so I hold it because that's the tying around. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to go around 2 times plus the tail. So right about there. All right. So let's do our bow. 1, oh, we got 1, 2, 3. We're going to go around. I got ink all over my hands from my earlier project too. I've been really inky the last couple days. All right, where am I? Around. Okay, we went all the way around. And if you guys are new to watching me do my bows, I have a video that you can go look up bows and you'll find it. All right. So there is our bow. Trying to wipe off my ink a little bit. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and I'm just going to put this up against here, kind of cheat. Oh, you know what? I need to cut this down. And that was one of the things I was going to tell you. I like to do it ahead of time because to make them larger, because then you have an idea where you're cutting down. If these didn't line up, it kind of gives you that whole idea. So this, take your paper, because this is like the best paper ever. So this is, this was 4 cut down. So we're going to go to 4 cut down, which is just like 3 3/4 by 5, or just slightly over. So we're going to go 3 3/4. Let me find my trimmer here. So we're going to go, we of course don't want to cut this off. So we're going to go to 3 3/4 and then plus a little right here, like 3 7/8. Okay, so we're going to cut a little bit off. Let's see if that's about the same. And this is how I do my cards, you guys. I hardly ever like start out like at a certain, like, oh, I'm going to make this 4 by 5 1/4, or I'm going to make this 3 by whatever. Because a lot of times I will take a scrap that I have and say, okay, I'm going to start with this right here. Okay, so this is 5, and then this is 5 1/8, because that would be the even. And if you see that this is kind of, that it's cut off already right there a little bit, and it's just going on the down slant, so will this one. Okay, so now they're pretty even. They're slightly off, and that's not a big deal. I just don't want one to have like a full triangle and one to be cut off. So now it's really close. So I am going to take my bow, and I'm going to put it right about there. And, you know, it's give or take, wherever you want to do. And it depends on what you're doing over here. If you wanted your smaller leaf up here and your larger one over here, you could move them up, or if it was coming down. It depends on how you want to do it. So I'm going to do it right about here. So I'm going to take a glue dot. Thank you, Inique. I appreciate that. And then take your bow. So right about here. And I'm going to put my bow in a little bit. Okay, you want to put your bow inward a little. Okay, and now I'm going to twist around. So go around here, wherever it lines up. And what's nice is you've got this groove here to catch it. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I'm going to take my string above my bow. And then I'm going to go underneath the ribbon, or the thread. And then I'm going to hold my bow. Oops. I'm going to hold my bow and tug right here on this string, because now it's kind of tucked in underneath the glue dot. Okay. Thank you, Christine. How are you? Okay, so now here we go. Here's our bow. And now I always like to put another glue dot just so I make sure that that tail doesn't go anywhere. So just grab a glue dot, lift your bow, and I do this with regular bows too, the same thing. I'm going to pull in the string, and I'm just going to tuck a glue dot right there, and you just have to squish it in there. It's going to be fine just wherever you put it. And then that way you can have some room to kind of play with your bow. Okay, and we'll fix that at the end. I kind of spread this one out farther than this one, but it's okay. It's whatever you guys want. All right, this one is twisted. There we go. So we'll fix it once we add everything. All right, so now we're going to bring in our pieces here. And let's start with our largest because it's going to be in the background. So let's get some dimensionals. I want to thank you guys so much for coming back to my video and commenting. Last week, you guys really, well, just the last couple days, I've been gone, you know, doing my remodel, and you know that honestly, your Facebook really, or your YouTube really does take a hit when you do that. But you know, didn't have a choice. But you guys coming back and commenting has really left my channel up where I'd like it to be, and helped me keep it current. So I appreciate that. And that is why you guys are going to be, I'm going to be doing a drawing here just a little bit, like I mentioned. All right, so I'm going to just tuck this one in here. And remember that your card, and you can bring this in like this, so you can kind of figure out where your card's going to go. All right, so we're going to bring this in a little bit. I want to make sure that this stays on with the card. So I'm actually going to move this over a little this way. My bow tends to be over more that way than this one is, but that's okay. So we're going to make it work. And then you're going to take your vellum, and I'm going to stick the vellum on the other side just to kind of start there. You can see the vellum over here, but that kind of fills it in. Oh, but first, you know, I can't stand this. I have to take these out. I don't like the chads in my stuff. I like to clean it out. It's funny, I see people do it. I'm like, oh gosh, they don't take the stuff out. But I mean, to each his own. But I don't like it. Okay, so I'm going to use glue dots so that it sticks and stays where I want it. Be very, very careful. So I'm going to put one right there. I like to take my pokey tool and I like to move it off like that. I don't like to try and rip it up because it does exactly that. It will rip. So I'm going to put this one right here. And I'm going to bring that up. Okay. And now I'm going to just feed it under the ribbon right there and just kind of across the leaf. All right. So just like that. So it just kind of fills it in. It's still sticking out. This one's up farther, but that's just because this leaf, I had to move it over this way, okay? At this point, so this doesn't move around, let's go ahead and put it down because we've already wrapped our ribbon around it. It depends on how many dimensionals I put on. I usually just do 4 corners in the middle, but I'm gonna do a little more this time just to secure it a little bit better. So you guys know I had to get a new laptop because my laptop was going. This last week was crazy electronically. Our microwave's been doing weird stuff. Like you take your food out and then you close the door and it starts again. Or you go to push, you know, like cook, and then you're going to pick your time and it automatically just goes starts. Oh, 2 minutes? Okay. And it just starts and you're like, wait, I didn't choose my time. Just weird stuff. And then my phone started not charging and I'm like, wow, everything electronic is just nuts right now. All my stuff is just all at the same time. All right, so we're going to pull this leaf out, and I want it to go down a little bit because we're going to bring in our sentiment, and we're going to tuck it in right in. Okay, what happened to my loop? You want this to go under the loop. There we go. Under the loop. There we go. Now, I'm going to bring it down a little ways because I want to bring in the sentiment right about there. So we're going to see the leaf on top and on the bottom, which is great. So just make sure if this was way up here, okay, then, I mean, that would be okay. But number one, you're covering up your vellum. Number two, it just, I don't know. I like it down a little ways. So I'm going to add my dimensionals to that. Uh-oh, I hope it's not. Looks like my sound is still... Okay, good. Sorry, Tashana. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put this in here. Make sure it's under all of your pretties. And if you have a stem sticking out, that's all right. All right, okay, so we're going to... I don't want it straight across. I just kind of want it at an angle a little bit. So I'm good with that. And yes, this is has a dimensional on top of dimensional, and this doesn't, but that's okay. Even though it curves a little tiny bit, you're going to put your sentiment on it. Now, this one, you do not want to put a dimensional here and here because this is really high and this one is low. So what I'm going to tell you is because this is up 2, you're going to probably need two dimensionals there. So let's try. So when you turn this over like this, you're going to go like this. Oh, let me make sure my focus is correct on here because I don't want it to be blurry for you. And sometimes this resets itself. Nope, my focus is fine. So hopefully, Dana, it's cleared up for you. Okay, so then when you go like this and you put it on here, you're going to hold it and one is going to be fine. See that? One's fine. It's touching this and it's okay. But sometimes you'll find yourself that this is up higher and it's like this dimensional is not even touching. And it is, so we're good. So we're going to take that one off and then I'm going to add glue dots. And I'm going to add a few. Okay, so I added 3. So now I'm going to just slide it in under my loops here. I'm going to bring it up because I like these little circles in the leaves. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit so we can see the character on that. And I'm going to bring it in all the way right here so that this doesn't cover up the pretty little edge. All right, so there's that. I'm going to cut this a little bit. Cut that a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take your pokey tool and what an easy way to do this is to take a block. I like to do it with a block. Just put a block on here and then just kind of fan it out. You can fan your ribbon out, but the string's not very long, so that's okay. One of the paper pumpkin blocks is perfect because it's flatter and it just kind of gives you a little more surface than your finger. And just kind of pull it apart so it just frays a little bit. It just adds a little bit more fun texture. All right, so there's that. I'll lose my die. All right, now we need our gems, which are right here. Oh, good, Dana. I'm glad you figured that out. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. So now the Gilded Gems. I have some small ones and large ones. So what I did is I did a large one, and I'm going to find one of these flat squares. Okay, so it's a sideways square, so it kind of looks like a diamond. And they just are going to adhere much better. So we're going to do one there and one here. So that's the 2 diamonds. This one has the texture on it. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to go right up there. All right, so there is your card. Super simple. Yay. Super fun. And I hope you guys liked it. All right, we're going to do a drawing, but I want to first share with you a gift I got in the mail. And those last few people that have sent me cards and gifts, I have not done cards yet for you because life is crazy with my remodel. I'm hoping to be moving this weekend. Woo, fingers crossed. So there's the cards. I'm going to set those aside. Look how beautiful. This is from Catherine White. So Catherine sent me this box in the mail. And it has a little magnet. And look how pretty that is. And then she made me, one of her hobbies is she does soap. So look at this one. Look how pretty that is. Like a nautical, like it's got some shells on it. Look how pretty those are. And they're like, what are they, barnacles and different things. That smells really good. And then this one, which I thought was so sweet. Look how pretty. So she sent me those. Thank you so much, Catherine. I just love them. Very talented. People ask me, was your mom or who in your family is crafty? And my mom was very, very crafty. She did ceramics and she could draw and paint little faces, and oh, she just did an amazing job. She crocheted, she just did everything. So that was a lot of fun. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I was super excited and I had no idea it was coming. I love surprises. Okay, so let's do a drawing. Again, really quickly, for every $50 that an order is put in with my host code, please, you will get a ticket to go into a drawing for the Calming Camellia. It must be in the US. And if it is over $50 with the host code, if you are putting in over 150 and you don't put the host code, you will still go in the drawing. Okay. So that is something to think about. And I wanted to share that again. I shared a few updates at the beginning. I'll show you an update on my room in just a minute, but you can see all the updates at the beginning. All right. And now we're going to do the drawing. So for those of you, I asked last week, for those of you to please come back to my Facebook and leave a comment. I've been gone. I've been crazy with the remodel, and it just really, really helps my YouTube and my presence and my videos being up there for people to see. And so I really appreciate you doing that. So if you saw my Dahlia video, I used the Hello Beautiful. And these dies are the hexagon and different shapes and things. It's an amazing set. And I am going to pick somebody right now, a winner, that came back and commented. I really do appreciate it very, very much. So let's do that now. All right, here we go. So the winner is Deb Peterson. Deb, thank you so, so much for commenting. I appreciate it. I do have your address. Yay, congratulations. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes, a thumbs up would be awesome. Thank you so much. That does help my channel a lot. People ask all the time, how can we help your channel? What can we do? I'm a demonstrator and, you know, I order for myself, but I love your videos or, you know, whatever. They want to support me. Joining Bingo. I get a lot of demonstrators that join Bingo, and we have so much fun. And my classes, that's something you can learn and do, and it's fun. And then you can go back and teach or show your class or whatever. So that is a great bunch of fun. Also, doing thumbs up, doing sharing, you know, all of that kind of stuff, commenting on my videos after the live. When you're here commenting, it doesn't, you know, YouTube doesn't look at that, but they do look at when you comment afterwards. So I do appreciate that very much. Or maybe they do look at that, but not as much as if you came back. And even if you just came back and let me know what you thought of the video, something you want to see in the future, that kind of thing, it's great. Okay, so my room, well, let me show you really quick. Bingo is Tuesday, so don't miss out. Here's a little sneak peek. I was asked for scenes, and so 3 of these cards are scenes. So hopefully you'll join. There's a link below. When you go into my blog, and there's events and shop. So I tried moving things into shop, but when you go in there and find what you want, don't just add it to the cart. Click on the event because that's where you're going to register also. Okay, so when you go in, open it up, you're going to register, and then below that is where you pay. It's all on one page. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you. Okay, the other thing that's coming up is next Saturday on the 19th, we're going to have our Waves of the Ocean class. And I changed the class up just a little bit because I didn't like some of the cards. They were just, well, two of them looked a lot alike. And one of them, even though I used the paper, it just wasn't in the theme. So, and I kind of wanted to show how you can change it up, but I decided to do something different. So here are the cards that I decided to do for the class. And then I wanted to show you them in person so you can kind of get an idea. So here's your box. You're going to open your box, and then you have your lid that is a shaker. So really cute little gifty can go in there. And then a card also, and you can put them together if you want or not. This says, happy birthday to my beautiful friend, but you can choose whatever you want. Now, if you don't have some of the things, like I'm going to give you the stuff that goes inside, but if you don't have the stamp set or, you know, certain things, you're still going to learn how to do the box. You're still going to learn how to do shaker cards. You're still going to learn some techniques. Now, in bingo, if you don't have some of the stamp sets, and I do have most of the supplies listed on my blog that's going to post tonight, a little bit later, you will see the supplies. And so those supplies for the wave class and for bingo. If you don't have some of the items, you can put something else. So for the Little Mermaid bookmark, if you don't have that stamp set, put a fish, put a flower, put, you know, whatever you want to on there. Just put a sentiment and do the sea picture in the background, or pull out another stamp set that you think would go good with that. Oh, thanks, Gloria. I appreciate that. So I'd love to have you. Let me know if you have any questions, if I can help you in any way. As far, do you have the, Marcie, do you have to have the Waves bundle? You know, Gloria, the paper, if you have another fish set or a sea life set, the paper is what I'm going to be using a lot of on every card. And I'm going to change up a couple of things. You can always take the class and adapt it. Pay the $20 one, not the $38. The $38, you're going to get the kits. So you'll get the paper. You'll get everything. I just can't stamp for you. So if you have, you know, fish or the other sea life, any kind of a stamp set you can use, or just adapt to what, you know, what I can send to you. But I'm still going to send embellishments, paper, cardstock, you know, things like that. The die cut for the shaker card, you're going to get that die cut, and it's paper. It is the DSP. So you'll have the insides. As far as the outside, if you have anything with a fish or anything, or you don't have to put anything on it if you want. It looks like a sea thing. So you don't really have to, because I'm going to send you the paper and any die cuts that you need, other than if you need to stamp. I can't stamp for you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But there's going to be a lot of tips and tricks and techniques. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And like I said, you can adapt it to whatever you have to work with the kits I send. If you would prefer to just get the video link, it's a private video link. So you can either come to class on the 19th or watch it at a different time. And the PDF, you will get all of that for $20. So you won't get the kits, but you will get everything else. So you can join the class, watch, and just kind of hang out and learn some tips and tricks, and you don't have to have the kits. So it's totally up to you. But I do need everybody to start RSVPing, and it's finishing up right now, because I'm creating the rest of the kits tomorrow and Friday. I want them to go out in the mail on Monday, so you guys have a good 6 days to get them. They're going to go flat rate. So I want you to get them since the class is on Saturday. All right. And then I will be mailing you all out the PDF right after the kits are sent. So once those are all out, I will send you your PDF. So don't worry about that. And you should already have the video link when you pay. It's in your email. So make sure you check that for your link for the video. And then I will see the Wave people on the 19th at 4 o'clock. And bingo is this coming Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So, let me show you my room, what's going on with that. So this was after the sheetrock went up, the tape and texturing, the paint, what is partially done here. This was the first coat. And this is Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to have white cabinets and gray flooring. And then this is where my husband put the cork down. And my kitty there is the supervisor. She's thinking she's running around this room. You guys are so welcome. Thank you so much. More updates coming soon. I do not know if I'm going to have a video on Sunday. I believe my husband thinks the floor will be done tonight or tomorrow. And if that's the case, the cabinets are next. And I'm going to be in there, tell him where they're going. He's going to be putting them together, and we're getting the counters in. And so I'm hoping by Sunday, I'll be moving some things in, or at least part of the room. And then on Wednesday, by then, I hope I'm filming in there, but that's wishful thinking. Maybe by next Sunday, or maybe by the Wave class. That would be fun. So anyway, I'll give you guys updates. Always go to my Facebook page, Marcie Besecker Designs, and that is where I will be posting if I can't do a video or if I'm going to be late or anything. I always post on there. So please go over and make sure you like the page so you'll get notifications. I would love for you guys to subscribe down here. Hit subscribe, click on the bell, hit all, and you'll get notified when I do come live or schedule a video. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And hopefully I will see you on Sunday. Bye, everybody.